I'm quite positive still with the start we've made. I feel like we could be all right. In terms of performance, my keeper's been solid. Everyone's been quite solid, actually. If you compare it to the kind of, the problems last time, two disappointing players, though, have been a few. Adrian Rodriguez has not hit it yet. It's on a 14 million championship, did very well, but it's on 6.52. And I was tweaking things tactically. Still sticking with a 4-3-3, but I was tweaking things to make it better for him. We then played Newcastle at home, and this was the game where I think people started to realise, I'd imagine, what this team is capable of. First minute, Jack Day did that. Really happy for him to start performing in this division. But it all seemed to come together. Uruguay and Brian made it 2-0 with his left foot then playing right back. And immediately I was thinking, I've got one other team here. Newcastle scored a lucky goal to make it 2-1. But I was go through and seal the deal. Just that kind of pressing foot with a 4-3-3 there. The DM winning it there, as you can see. Jack Day, what a player. He is arriving. He is going to be a club legend. He already is. But I'm so happy for him. And then Rodriguez, I said about him, we tweaked things. Ball in, and then nice to see one of my strikers getting on the score sheet as well. 4-1 win against Newcastle. Ridiculous. My team started to play. Jack Day 9.1. Lovely stuff. We backed this up with a 3-1 win against Brighton. Did go out of the League Cup with 10 men to Liverpool. No disgrace there. Did lose 1-0 at Leeds. Annoying, but already there's a 6-point gap to the bottom three. Club's finances aren't incredible. I can't lie to you. I don't see them being it for a while. The wage bill is $1 million now, but we just need to keep safe in the Premier League for a few years, sell some players, or even make a march towards Europe. But one step at a time. I'm starting to build assets now, which is the main thing. 12 points from 10 games is superb, and we could have had more as well. We beat Leicester at home, coming from behind. Both my strikers scoring, both on wonder-kid strikers. I mean, that was crucial. 0-0 at Norwich. Good to take these sort of points. Really disappointed 2-0 to at Southampton. That sort of result was coming. We then lost 1-0 at Man United. No disgrace there at all. Realistically, this is probably as good as it's going to get, but 14th place, as long as we keep that gap between the bottom three. Right, I've just had a power cut off if you're filming, so now I've got to go all back and go about it again. So if I'm less enthusiastic, you know why. We drew 1-1 against Everton. Conceded in the 90th minute again after being 1-0 up. But a good 0-0 at Arsenal. My keeper showing why he's good. Going into January transfer window, a couple of weeks on the January transfer window. A lot of activity has happened, and I've still got 32 million left to spend as well. So, out the door. Signed in for 74k, sold him for 6.75 million. Great stuff. He's hit his peak, which is a decent championship player. Could have been a Premier League player, but haven't played enough. Got unhappy, he's gone. Now, this is a shame. He looked really good. 15 million I signed him from Tottenham about a year and a half ago. He was great in the Championship, awful in the Premier League. Bid came in from China, 39 million. I can reinvest that elsewhere, which I did, and I took that option. Tyler Diblin, 10.75 million for a Championship player. Decent, really. He's good in the Championship, not quite cut it in the Premier League. That's fine. Coming in the door, we made a couple more near the end of January, but we signed Felix, Swiss Felix, for about 7 odd million. Really decent looking centre back, could grow quite nicely, can also play right back. Signed another midfielder from Chile. Playing for the Chile national team already, done brilliantly in their league. Signed him for 5 million. For 9.25 million, to replace Adrian Rodriguez as almost like the first, second choice right winger. Spanish youngster from Valencia for about 9 million. And as a backup to Jack Day, 5 million from Japan, 20 flair. See how it goes. But the team, I'm starting to build a bit of a spine with it. I want to basically, there's going to be a lot of people going in and out the door the next couple of years. As I'm just trying to build that team of assets, and eventually that team will just grow. And I'll add the odd player here and there, as I said. But all these players, French Allen's doing great. 4-3-3 is working great. Got 2 very good left backs in my squad. Uruguay and Brian, he's been very solid at 19. These players all 19 to 21. By the time they hit 23, 24, they could really, really good players. My striker's doing well. My keeper's unhappy. I'll look to sell him probably because my number one keeper. Look how well he's done. There might have been a few doubts that can he step up to Premier League level, but he has, and he's 22. He's instinctive. I really like him. The players were clearly delighted with the fact that some of the players are a little bit unhappy were going because we beat Sunderland 3-0. French Allen getting a brace, and Jack Day, club legend with me since League One, doing great. He's only 22 and still growing as well. 3-0 win at Bournemouth. That was massive. And a 4-1 win out to Brentford. 3 wins in a row. It booted us up the league. We're now 11th place, 13 points above the bottom 3. Brentford, the team we just beat. I mean, yeah, I did feel a lot more confident. And the main thing was to stay up for a couple of seasons, but if we can really start building on these assets as we go along. Man United have become really good in this. I need to apply the real names thing. Also, congratulations to FM for getting the actual rights to Premier League. This game is going from strength to strength, and apparently it's going to be big changes in FM 25. I haven't applied the real name thing. I actually play FM on my laptop, and then when I'm recording it, I copy the files over to the PC. And I haven't quite done it on here, just because I'm out and about quite a lot. So I take FM with me because that's my life. It's looking good. Into January though, 2-0 defeat at Chelsea. Right back got sent off, but he's doing really well. It will happen. We haven't got battered in any of these games. Narrow win over Bolton in the FA Cup. Really annoying 2-0 defeat at Villa. I don't like those sort of results. 4-0 win against Sheffield United though, put us back in their place. 2-1 defeat at West Ham, frustrating. Beat Stockport in the FA Cup 4th round. 2-2 draw at Liverpool. We almost won as well. We were winning at one stage. 1-1 draw at Tottenham. Really good point. Annoying 2-1 defeat at Newcastle, but Newcastle are a good team in this. And then a disappointing 2-0 defeat at Brighton. And we had slipped back down to 14th. We do have to watch it. We're still only 9 points above, but we're still having a great season. Always going well. At the end of January, I made a couple changes to the squad as well. All this lad on a free transfer. Arsenal just released him like that. And I know he's been filled. I'm playing him more as a winger at the moment. So I brought Miles Lewis-Skelly in. Really good. He's 24 years old. I signed a centre-back for 20 million. I know what you're thinking. Doesn't look amazing, but just what I could get and the stats that he has, I just felt he's done pretty well in Liga. And 20 million is a bit steep, but this is the thing. It's like the keeper. If he grows to a good Premier League division player, £20 million for a good Premier League division player is decent. And then he'll stay at 20 million. He either stays as a good option for me or I sell him. I found it hard to get a centre-back. He was the best of the bunch. Yes, good championship. I want him to be a little bit better now, but he's come in, he's been quite solid. So yeah, quite happy with that one. This one, I'm nowhere near the potential I'd hoped by the looks of it. I signed him for about 7.5 million. He'd done really well for Copenhagen. They've got so many good youngsters in this save. I know they always do in FM, but more so than usual. He's going to be a backup. I'll loan him out, sell him or the two if he doesn't make it. But these sort of players sometimes are the ones that end up being really good in your midfield. In terms of a number 2 keeper, I sold that number 2 I brought in, he's good enough to be a number 1, but I went with the English keeper. Number 2 got injured. Number 2 got unhappy. So I brought in a fickle personality keeper apparently to be a number 2. Again, he's someone in Croatia this time as a number 1. So I expect him to be a bit better in decent championship, but we'll see. Maybe if he needs to play some games, to be a bit better than that. We unfortunately went out of the FA Cup 4-3 defeat after extra time to West Ham, and look at that 121st minute. No comment. And then we had a bit of a wobble. 1-0 defeat into Leeds. I know they're 3rd place. Really awful defeat at Leicester. Don't know what happened in that game. But then a 4-0 win against Norwich put us well on the way to looking like we need to secure safety. Lost 2-1 at Southampton. 93rd minute goal. Lost 2-1 to Man City. No disgrace. Lost 3-2 at home to Man United then. 2 late goals when we were winning. When we went to the next game, we had 5 games to go. No, but 1 more win, sealed it. By this point, I switched back to 4-2-3-1, and we went and sealed a 1-0 win against 10-man Everton. Callum Dawes scored only goal in a scrappy game, when it was secured Premier League safety. Look at that. Sunderland fell off, thankfully. Had a bit of a wobble in that second half of the season. I did think we'd been a little bit higher in the league, but at the same time, just stay up was the main thing. I thought we showed signs that we could actually be more of a mid-table team going forward, but it's still just a few gaps where the players just aren't quite consistent in enough Premier League. Going forward, I am hopeful though. Next season could be a bit of a tough one. It's like that Luton one. You know, it's just about keeping up momentum going into the next season. But 13th place at the moment, that would be one over finish. Obviously, it's very tight between us and a few teams. But we have stayed up. We have done our job. We have stayed up in the Premier League. We've got 26 million to spend. Literally, I'll say it now. The board just don't like giving me transfer budgets. I literally have to rely on what I'm making. Which is fine. I can do that. I'm good at recruiting. South Korean youngsters coming next season. I brought him in January, but I made sure he came in the summer just so because I had 2 main midfielders and I don't want to get unhappy. So and then I'll weigh out what midfielder I want to keep going to the next season. But yeah, exciting times. We were staying up in the Premier League. We were Arsenal 1-0, but then lost at Sunderland, lost at home to Bournemouth, and then drew at Brentford. Not the best end, to be honest. But I finished 14th place. What an achievement! Quite a bit better. Ended up with what 42 points. Norwich went down, Brentford went down, and Sheffield United went down. Man United won the league. Despite only having 72 points, they won the league on goal difference against Leeds. Chelsea 1 point, but 72 points to win the league. That's mad. Shows what a tight and compact league it was. But yeah, no, 14th place, Torquay. Can we build on that going forward?